Rick? Can you hear me? Okay. For some reason I'm not picking up you anymore. Wait, there it is. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now, Rick?
I can.
Good. Let's go on. I've got your background on, and we'll start the show. I don't have Don yet, but
Well, he's the link. The two links that you sent me. I
yeah.
took the first one. He took the second one, and he said it took him to a foreign site. I clicked on it, and it took me somewhere strange too.
Well, it's Australia, but it shouldn't be too bad. Let me check on that link. I'll put that in here. You want to start talking though?
Well, I might as well wait for him.
Okay. HTTPS. Okay. Sorry about all this delay. Uh, Pastor turned off the power just as I was
Oh,
ready.
sweet.
Yeah. Let's see. V.E.T.S. That up real quick. V2S 3 capital K B. This should be right. Okay, just sent it to you. I just send it to
Okay.
him. I think what happened is I didn't completely give
It
you the
looks like you left
link.
a couple letters off.
Well, and that's why I sent the next one, which was vmix.at.
Okay.
All right. But the
All
good
right.
thing,
I'll send you.
you do that. Rick, are you 1L or 2? 1. Oh, 2. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. That's what I thought. Are you seeing the V.E.T.S screen? Okay. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, it says Don's logged in, but I
I,
don't see him.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
I
I
can
can hear
see
you
him.
now.
Good. All right.
Yeah, I don't see anybody.
No. Well, if you're looking at the show, you'll see it. Can you hear
Okay.
Rick? Can
Yeah,
you
I can
hear?
hear you guys.
Okay.
All right,
All right. Let's get going. And
let's do that.
5, 4, 3, 2,
One.
go.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here. Looks like we're learning as we go here. We had a little bit of a hiccup. Somebody turned off the power on us, but hey, we're here, and thank you, Scott, for allowing us to use this platform to get the word out about awesome things that we're doing for families. Uh, myself, I'm Rick Mertel with Synergy Financial Partners. For those of you that I didn't send the invitation to this to, and I'd just like to introduce Don Rice, who is the president of Synergy Financial Partners. He is currently in Atlanta. I am here in St. Louis, Missouri, and we just wanted to, take a few minutes to let everybody know who Synergy Financial Partners is and what we do. And Don, can you take it from there, sir?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Rick. Synergy Financial Partners is a full-service financial services firm. We pride ourselves in being an education, financial education, and empowerment firm. We work with our clients, offering free advisory services, free counseling, that sort of stuff, and then we will put things in place for those clients based on their current needs. Um, Synergy Financial Partners has been around for, I guess, around 12 years now. But we have well over, if you're adding everybody together, well over 100 years of experience with at the top level of Synergy working with our clients. Isn't that right, Rick?
That is correct. I got about a quarter of a century myself.
There you go. um, Yeah, but one of the things that we're going to talk about today is some of the different programs that we have available that really helps veterans in the transition from military life.
What about veterans? What about veterans that I mean, it's a new initiative for us. During this time of COVID, we've been fortunate to continue business as usual. I mean, it's definitely been a lot of learning in the process. And I know that we found that the need for our services has risen tremendously, but we don't have enough people to reach everybody who needs us. So could you give some details on our program, please?
Yes, absolutely. V.E.T.S, it's a program that we use here at Synergy, and it stands for Veteran Entrepreneurship Training System. And it's a way that we help veterans transition from the military into the workforce, especially those veterans that like to transitioning away. There's a lot of things that can make it hard. It's hard to come back and just return to family life when you've been away for so long. Learning how to look for a new job can be an issue in itself. Reduction of that routine. A lot of veterans have an issue because they're so used to having that day-to-day routine that it makes it hard sometimes to come back to civilian life. An issue there is, if you're trying to get a regular, let's say, job, then sometimes that routine, can come back for you. But for those veterans that like to actually make their own schedule, who are used to that kind of thing, entrepreneurship is a way to go because when you're highly motivated, that really helps you, build things and run things. So we're looking for people that can fill those leadership roles. And also have a competitive, and we offer that competitive environment. Again, being used to working in groups, being used to working in teams, being competitive, it just makes you have a much better outlook on trying to build your own business, especially when you have someone that's there trying to help you with that. And you're not just trying to do it on your own. You have the structure that you're used to as far as putting things together and having systems to run things and make your business work and all the help in the back end. But you also have the ability to kind of, do your own thing and manage your own team. So that's one of the things. I'm just going to kind of give you a little background. I mean, I'm a veteran myself, United States Navy, gunners make guns. And I remember back when I got out of the military, I mean, over 20 years ago now, it was in the 90s. So I remember getting out as a gunner's mate. What I did was I was a 50 caliber mount captain in a ship's armor. I took care of all the weapons. And so getting out of the military, what could I really do? Police departments were trying to recruit me. And that's about it. I could be a gunsmith, work at a gun shop, or pretty much work as a police officer. My wife didn't want me to do that, of course, because I was getting out of the military. She said, well, that's kind of like a civilian military. So didn't want those long hours and everything, and just trying to get into other stuff. So when I got out, I actually went back to school and got my degree in business and information systems. So once I had that degree, I came out, worked in IT for a little while, and then got into finance, and I've been there ever since. I got about 17 years of experience myself as a financial advisor, and that's what I do now. But that whole thing is when you come out, you don't always know what you can do or what you want to do. And sometimes when you see, you try to pigeonhole yourself when you're thinking about things, but sometimes you just got to think outside the box. Don't just think that you can only do what your job in the military showed you how to do. There's lots of other things you could do out there, whether that's going back to school and learning a new trade, or whether it is working with someone like Synergy that's actually going to teach you how to do something and run your own business. But it gives you the leeway to kind of do your own thing and follow a system that's going to help you be successful.
Yeah, I think the system is probably the thing that is the best for most people, military or non-military. I mean, it's something that attracted me because I was not in the military myself, but I came from a completely different world. I used to be a printer, and I didn't know how to do any of this. I mean, it was all foreign to me. But I think I had the servant's mentality, which I'm sure a lot of people in the military do too. Where they have, they've signed up to serve. And I believe that
Right.
that I did that too. So I think that just doing other people in mind is a huge thing. To be able to do something for somebody, and I don't think there's any. And I've found through my time in doing what we do, there's nothing more rewarding than to helping people and helping people in these areas that make such a huge impact on their lives, today and going forward. Wouldn't you agree,
Correct.
Ben?
Yeah, that servant mentality is huge. A lot of times, that's why they went into the military in the first place. When you come out as a veteran, you've been used to having that servant mentality. That's why you're serving. You're over there, helping your country, helping your family, that sort of thing. And then when you get out, a lot of times when you go to corporate, you find out, there's a lot of backstabbing going on. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and things that you may not like. The nice thing about here at Synergy is we all work on that servant mentality. It's nice to know that every dollar that you make is because you've put another person in a better financial position. You've helped that person learn. You've helped them with their finances. You've shown them options that they didn't even know existed. And we'll show some examples of that today. We do have a testimonial video that we'll show that really shows how you can really change a family's life doing what we do. And so wanting to serve your community, wanting to serve, people that you love, friends, family, that sort of thing. We offer a way for you to do that and build your business at the same time. So again, thanks for pointing that out, Rick. The servant mentality is huge in what we do.
Absolutely. And one of the things that is important to me, and is something that we put together when we first started Synergy Financial Partners, is the Leaders Creed. It's something that Jeff, our CEO, actually was in an appointment with a gentleman who I believe was an Army Ranger, and he had a stump in his house with the creed engraved in the stump, carved into the stump, and it impressed Jeff so much that we took that creed and we made it, of course, fit us. We changed it a little bit, but we call it the Leader's Creed, and it's just a powerful way to kind of bring us together, and doing the same thing to help people, and I think it's a powerful kind of a, I don't know what the right word is, right terminology for that is, but it's a creed, and it's something that that we all can kind of live by to guide us to help people and to build a business and help our own families.
Absolutely, and that creed. When we have our leadership meetings, so when all of the executive vice presidents and above get together and we sit around and have our board meetings, one of the first things that we always do is read the leader's creed and talk about it. So we'll go around the room. Each leader will read one part of the creed, and then we'll kind of go over certain things. And I think it really falls in to how we think about things, how we are looking at the company itself, how we look at our clients, that sort of thing, and always putting them first. And again, it goes back to that servant mentality. So I'm going to kind of go over the Leaders Creed a little bit, so you'll kind of get a feel for, how Synergy looks at things, because of course our vision is to become the world's best financial education and empowerment company. That's what we want to do. Notice I didn't say the largest. We figure if we become the best, hopefully one day we will be the largest. But the key is to become the best first. That's way more important than becoming the largest, because you want to make sure that your clients are getting the best information available. So again, one of the things that we always say is at Synergy, what we're trying to do is help you as an agent, help people have fun, make money, and lead by example. And that creed, there's several things that go into that creed: legacy, execution, attitude, discipline, enthusiasm, respect, and sacrifice. So legacy number one, we'll go through that. I will pay the price today to ensure success tomorrow. The SFP legacy will be to have built the most dominant marketing organization the financial industry has ever seen. This will be attained by developing strong leaders at every level. It all starts with me. Okay, again, having a servant mentality, but building leaders that are going to, take that out to the public, that are going to go out and build the company by helping others. Next, we look at execution. Okay, so execution, what matters most is what you do day by day over the long haul. I will always keep myself mentally alert, physically strong, and morally straight, and I will shoulder more than my share of the task. Whatever it may be, the little things make a big difference. There's a book that you can read called The Slight Edge. I always have all of my leaders read that. And that really goes with that execution, because you can be focused on something, and the little things you do day to day, if they're positive things, they will take you in the direction of success. But there's little tiny things you can do every single day that'll start being, bad habits that can take you farther and farther away from that success. So execution is key in keeping yourself focused. Attitude. I was born to win. The important and decisive factor in life is not what happens to me, but the attitude I take towards what happens. Again, that's when I talk a lot about, when I'm talking to my agents, I talk about attitude determines altitude. Okay, I'm sure some of you have heard that before. Attitude determines altitude. Having a positive attitude, loving the things that you do, really understanding how that can help your clients, those are huge things. Okay, so just remember, attitude does matter. If you come in doom and gloom every day, of course, you're not going to do well. But if you always have a great attitude and a great outlook on what you're trying to accomplish, you'll do fine in life. Discipline. I will embody the principle. Discipline weighs ounces and regret weighs tons. I will use this commitment as a guiding force in my life, doing what I should do when I should do it, whether I want to or not. This shall come to shape the person I aspire to be. Again, there's a lot of times when you have to go out and make those calls. You have to go out and talk to someone You may already, something may have happened bad that day and you don't feel like going out, but you know you need to do it anyway. There's certain things you have to do. And the reason for that is, who knows who you might be able to help today. You might be able to help that one person today that you're going to make all the difference in their lives from this point forward. So you want to make sure that, your discipline in going out and helping that family is worth way, way more. And it's easier for you to do than to have to deal with the regret of not helping that family and then something bad happened to them. Whether that is getting out and putting a life with living benefits policy in place for them, and then, a year down the road, 2 years down the road, heaven forbid, they find out someone has cancer. And now they can get all these benefits out of their policy while they're still alive to deal with that. Well, you don't want to regret not ever talking to them and then finding out that person has cancer and, oh my God, I could have helped them and now they're bankrupted or now they're doing a GoFundMe. You don't want to have that regret. Okay, so discipline is much easier to do than worrying about all that regret down the road. Enthusiasm. There is no happiness without action. If you want to be enthusiastic, if I want to be enthusiastic, I must act enthusiastic. He who chooses the beginning of the road also chooses its outcome. Be very enthusiastic about what you do. You'll notice you'll have certain days when you don't feel like you get a lot done. You're sitting around working, but you never really are working on things that are going to move your business forward or move you forward personally. And at the end of the day, you feel like you've wasted that day. But then there's other days when you're constantly tackling that to-do list. You're knocking stuff out. You're very enthusiastic about what you're doing. And at the end of the day, you feel way better than you did the day before. And it's not that you spent any more time, it's what you spent time on. You spent time on things that matter. So be enthusiastic about what you're doing and make sure you're always doing something to better yourself or to help better one of your clients or prospects or whatever it may be. And you'll have a much better day for it. Respect. Respect is earned, not given. People change direction to follow the strongest leaders. I will be that person with my family, my peers, my clients, and my company. Okay, again, having good ethics, having the right attitude, helping everybody, being that servant, that is what earns that respect. You'll see people in corporate all the time that really have no respect. The only thing they have is a job title, but they don't really have ethics or anything else that you would respect them for. Being a true leader, you're going to earn that respect because how you treat people. Basically, just treat people the way you want to be treated and help point them in the right direction, and it'll make all the difference. Sacrifice. A leader must give up to go up. The poorest of all men is the one without a dream. What one thing could you give up today that will move you closer to your goals? Goals are huge at Synergy. You'll hear us talk about goals all the time. We're going to help you set goals, set game plans, put things in place for you to try to hit that kind of stuff. But you have to have a goal. Some people go through life and they never really accomplish anything, and at the end of life, they're really regretful just because they're like, "What did I do with my life?" Whereas if you set goals and you constantly hit them, and you don't have to set huge goals, you should have some big goals, but then we need to break those down into small goals so that you can, get to one at a time and then work your way up to those big goals. But that's one of the things that we do train on here. We talk a lot about. We do a lot of training on management, on leadership, and these. This leader's creed really gets the mindset when we're sitting down having a big meeting and we talk about where the company's going, what our vision is, where we see ourselves in 3 months, 9 months, 2, 3 years down the road, whatever those goals might be. We always start with this and get in that mindset, and know that we're here to help others learn and grow and just do better for themselves and for their families and for everybody that they meet.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. How much time do we have left? Maybe we should move on to just share that video. Scott, can you pull that video up for us, sir?
Yeah, let's go ahead and show that, and then we'll close up after that.
And we fell in love, and we've been together Every day since, we just enjoyed each other's company, and we were best friends. We have 6 kids: Chrislyn, Caitlin, Cameron, Shaylin, Caden, and Ashlyn, and we live on beautiful 12 acres in White County.
My name is Don Rice. I'm from Canton, Georgia. I work with Synergy Financial Partners as a financial advisor. And what we do at Synergy Financial is we teach people how money works and also the power of living benefits.
We originally met Don Rice. He was a patient at our chiropractic office, Affordable Chiropractor in Woodstock, Georgia. Kevin was a friend to all of his patients, so they quickly became friends.
It just turned into where we would just, help each other. Anytime I was in pain, he would help me, and anytime he was in financial pain, he would give me a call, and we just worked together from there. You couldn't have known a better person.
So Kevin's office, he ran by himself. He had no receptionist. He had no CA, chiropractic assistant, nobody. It was just him. People would come in, they sign in, they go to a table. When that table becomes available, the next person goes in. The practice grew so fast. We got to where we were seeing 300 or 400 or 500 patients a week. He was seeing about 100 people a day.
With him really running everything, if something were to happen to him, his business would be gone. As a small business owner, he didn't really have anything in place for himself as far as retirement. He was just building his business and planning on retiring that way. We went through all the benefits of the IUL, the loan provision, which allows you access to accumulated value. You have living benefits, and then you also have the death benefit that all of them would have at the end. Little did we know at the time that we would actually be using all of these benefits within about a 6-year period of time.
We had coverage set up from a previous agent, and Don helped us modify our plan to help us better. That modification allowed us to be where we are today.
Dr. Hay was 41 years old when we put this policy in place. Completely healthy, no issues whatsoever. The policy was put in place for tax-free retirement purposes. The first time he was able to utilize the benefits of his policy was when he was still healthy, and that was with the loan provision. He had accumulated enough money into his policy over the first few years that he was able to actually buy his office building. And that's one of the things that Shannon tells me all the time is she is so happy that she owns the building outright because it puts her in such a better position with the business and the practices it is now. Life can be very unpredictable, and in this case, that actually proved to be true. Just a few years later, after we've put this policy in place, everything changed.
We had a time in February when we thought he had food poisoning. He needed to go get checked out. The doctor called us back and told us to meet in his office, and that's when they told us they found a tumor. Within just a few days, we found out it was cancer. He had colorectal cancer.
I had went into his office that day and was just there to get adjusted, and it came up. He just mentioned to me that he had just been diagnosed. That's where the living benefits really come in. The fact that he had that critical illness rider, and when he was diagnosed with cancer, we were able to accelerate that death benefit and actually put over $600,000 worth of living benefit in his hand as peace of mind.
I asked him to stop working. Our main focus was him healing during that time. We were able to hire a chiropractor to come in the office. We were able to hire a receptionist to take over and handle our finances at the office at the time. We weren't used to paying 2 salaries, and that money had to come from somewhere. And luckily, we were able to use the living benefits policy to do that.
One of the big benefits of the living benefit was actually giving him peace of mind on how he used the money.
We did a lot of research on natural cancer treatments. There were several alternative treatments that without the living benefits policy, we never would have been able to afford. We had a dream always of having a big barn building for the kids to play in. We got the barn finished on September 2nd. So September 18th, sometime during the night that night, he woke up and talked to me for the last time. That conversation that night let me know that we were at the end. As soon as I got up the next morning on the 19th, I called the kids and I said, "You need to come and you need to be prepared." I called Don, and he came right away.
As an agent, it's always hard when you lose a client. It really is. But this was even more so, just because he was such a good friend of mine. He has 6 kids. So that was huge, being able to walk in, hand them that check, not just condolences. The family was able to receive over $1 million worth of death benefit to continue his legacy into the future. It paid for their house. it paid for an entire farm, and they've built a barn and their home and everything on that farm. So just seeing them every day there and knowing what he was able to put in place, that legacy he was able to build, it's a wonderful thing.
Not every day's easy. Most days are hard. But we have a lot to be thankful for. We really have a lot to be thankful for. We were actually able to bury Kevin out here on the farm. We created our own graveyard cemetery, and we can see him anytime we want. It's just nice to have him close. The very best part of all this is that from this day forward, my kids are all taken care of. Their future is set. They have trust funds set up. They have life insurance policies set up with living benefits.
Dr. Hayes' case really shows the versatility of the IUL as an asset class. It was actually able to be what he needed to be when he needed it. While he was healthy, he was able to use the loan provisions in order to grow his business, as well as setting up a tax-free retirement plan for himself. When he did get sick, he was able to use the living benefit portion in order to keep his business running and give him peace of mind to have cash in hand in order to pay for medical expenses, things like that. And then when he did finally pass away, he was able to keep his business running for his family and also provide cash for the legacy to help move his family into the future.
I personally have my own living benefits policy now. I have one on each of my children at this point. You just don't know what tomorrow brings. And in those times, it's just awesome to know if something were to happen, I could pick up the phone and call Don and he'd be there with a check. We have the honor of him being our friend outside of just being our agent.
Just being there and able to serve them that way, it makes what I do every day the best thing in the world.
Such a power that he.
Yeah, still hard to watch. I've seen it 1,000 times.
No doubt. But it reassures me every time I watch it that what we do is good for people. So
Absolutely.
well, I guess we'll probably wrap it up here. I think we've been going the length of our allotted time, and we'll probably return, or not probably, we will return next week, bringing some more information. Hopefully, we'll talk about maybe a little bit more detail about the living benefits, so everybody can learn, what they are, because most people really aren't even aware of them. So. We'll be back next week. Don, do you have anything else to add before we log off here?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for being on and listening to how we help clients and how our V.E.T.S program might be able to help you benefit clients. So really look forward to meeting with everyone.
All right. Thanks, Don. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.